Hello, I am going to make marble squares for you. Now, for those of you that don't know, if you were to make a chocolate chip cookie and make it really big, that would be the same as marble squares. Almost. So, first, I have my recipe here. I am tripling the batch so that I will end up with 3 pans. I wonder if you can see. Can you see from there? Do I need to tip it just a little more? Okay, so first we're going to use 1½ cups of butter. For those of you that use sticks, that's 3 sticks of butter. Now you notice that there's a little bit of butter left on the paper. With that, you butter your pan. Make sure you get it all around, okay? 1 buttered pan. This is the ultimate in preparedness today. I have actually got everything here that I need, except I'm just thinking, I don't have a mixing spoon. I've been searching for my mixer, my electric mixer. Nowhere. Cannot find it. There's only so many places in here that it could be, and it's not in them. I take Plavex, and I cut my finger, and now, darn it, it's going to bleed again. Well, that's no fun when you're cooking. It's been bleeding since about 8 o'clock. It's now noon. Well, it does stop from time to time. Okay, so we have 3 sticks of butter, and we want to add to that a cup of brown sugar and a cup of white sugar. And you know me, I don't use brown sugar, I use white with molasses, which is the same as brown sugar. Brown sugar does not come straight like that from sugar cane. That's raw sugar. So we'll put in 2 cups of white sugar. And I'll put in some molasses. And the more molasses you put in, the browner it is. So, would you like to come closer? Now, if I had my mixer, it would be all done by now. Zoom it around, and that would be the end of that. But this may just take the whole video, just getting this part done. Now, if you microwave your butter, it's melted, that works well. Except my microwave just stopped working. I think it doesn't like where it is. I don't think it's getting enough air in there. See, this butter was in the fridge. Butter got very cold when you put it in the fridge. Well, I'm tired of stirring it now. Maybe we'll just go on. I wonder if it would work in the blender. Probably not. wonder if my mixer went outside for making soap. But that would have been months ago. So I only used that the first time I made soap. That's still be out there. My Aunt Ella used to make marble squares. She was known for marble squares. And every time there was anything happening, she brought marble squares. And nobody could make marble squares like Aunt Ella. And for her funeral, we made marble squares for the entire congregation at the church. I bet you wish I could edit this video, you know. Just chop out all this part and get to the good stuff. Okay, is that good enough yet? Well, it's good enough for me. Oh, but then they won't be perfect marble squares. Okay, that's enough. 3 eggs. 1, 2, plus a shell. And 3, plus another shell. That would definitely detract from the taste of marble squares, don't you think? Where'd it go? I lost it. Jeepers, how many pieces of eggs, shells did I get in here? See, you don't have to have a mixer to make this. The world would have you think that you have to have a mixer or you can't cook. Not true. A spoon will do just as well. How many minutes is this for? 8.5. I'll never finish this. Jeepers. Okay, so that was 1.5 cups of butter, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of white sugar, 3 eggs, 3 teaspoons of vanilla, 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to put in the salt. Okay, now we have here 3 cups, 1, 2, 3, plus 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3 of flour. To this we're going to add 3 teaspoons of baking soda. Sometimes baking soda gets lumpy. You don't want lumps. Nothing worse than a mouthful of baking soda. Okay. You want them mixed together. Notice you're doing the wet ingredients in the other bowl and the dry ingredients in this bowl. And what is our time? Oh, okay, there'll be a part 2. Okay, this is part 2, making marble squares. Okay, so we're mixing our baking soda. I'll read you the recipe again. 1½ cups of butter, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of sugar, 3 eggs, 3 teaspoons of vanilla, 3 teaspoons of baking soda. I'm skipping the salt. 3 cups plus 3 teaspoons of flour. Okay, so now we will add this to the wet. Now if you were using a mixer, this would all be creamy and all the same color, but we're not. Now when you're stirring it, you need to make sure you're getting everything from the bottom too. In the corner down there. You don't want a whole bunch of flour left down at the bottom when you're finished filling your pans. Now I've already got the oven at 350 degrees. It's all heated up. Just waiting for us. Okay. Okay, now we will come over here and we will separate this into 3 parts. Now these are already buttered dishes, you know. This one I didn't butter, this last one over here. I did not butter it because it's a rusty pan. See that? It's all rusty. I didn't want to use a rusty pan. You can see from there. Hopefully you can see this whole process. Do they look like they're about even? Okay, now what we're going to do we are going to spread it around in the pans. That one doesn't want to spread, I'll spread this one. Now remember to butter the pan, right? These are going to be like a giant chocolate chip cookie. Only not quite. They'll be marble squares. hopefully they'll be like Aunt Ella's marble squares. Okay, so now what we're going to do when we get it to this spot, this stage, is we're going to put a cup of chocolate chips on it. So there's 3 cups altogether. Okay, so we take our chocolate chips like so. Okay, and then we're going to put it in the oven for 10 minutes. So I guess there's going to have to be a part 3. Is it 10 minutes? No, it's 2 minutes it goes in for. Timer 1, 2. Okay. How is our time? 5 minutes and 38 seconds. Okay. Now I used whole wheat flour, which is probably going to wreck the recipe because this is a perfect recipe if you do it exactly as they say. And I can feel that the dough is just a little stiffer. You might want to use white flour if you're going to make perfect marble squares. When we were making marble squares for Aunt Ella's funeral in tribute to her, we had to make 15 batches in order to get... Oh, what are you doing down there? We had to make 15 batches in order to get, I think it was 10 trays, because they didn't turn out perfectly. Okay. Now put a cup of chocolate chips on here. Okay, now you don't just put it in the oven and leave it like this. This is only partly ready. So go to the oven. But only for 2 minutes. This would have been better if I had greased the cookie pan under here, because that would make this stay put. Okay, now you can't ignore that. You gotta go get that out. Okay? But you don't get it all the way out. Just pull it out a little bit, and we'll take a knife. Okay, and we'll take our down. We'll just pull it out, and what we do now is we just swirl these around a little bit. Oh, they're not melted as much as they're supposed to be. And this is the idea. You don't want to do it too much because then you'll make mud. Okay, so put that back in. Okay, and when the next one is done after 2 minutes, then we'll take that out. I think it's 350. Maybe I'm at the wrong temperature. Okay. See if we can stick this down there. No, it's not going to stick down there. are we doing for time there now? What is the time? Oh, 15 seconds more. Okay, well when that rings, I'm going to take it out, I'm going to swirl it, and then bake it for 10 more minutes, okay? Then I guess there'll be a part 3. Okay, this is part 3 of making marble squares. So it's been in the oven for 2 minutes. I take it out. Actually, it's been in the oven for about 3 minutes now. I take it out, and I just carefully draw a line down through there. See the marbling effect? And this is just really one giant chocolate chip cookie. And the chocolate chips are all on top. Okay, so let's set the timer now for the rest of the time. I think it needs to go in for 10 minutes altogether, or maybe it's 10 more minutes. Okay, I'll just see how that looks in 10 minutes, the first one we did. Okay, so we have our third batch here, which we have successfully spread into the pan. It doesn't go all the way to the corners, but let's see if we've got some more chocolate chip cookies. Chocolate chips. Yes, that's them up there. So we need our reacher. Oh, is that chocolate chips? No, that's not. That's raisins. I don't think there are any more. Oh dear, goodness me. Well, you should figure this out before you make them, I guess. Is there any more up there? I don't see any. Darn. Well, these marble squares are not going to work. They will be squares, but they won't be marble squares because I have no chocolate chips to melt on top and then swirl through them. So let's check our stuff, see how many minutes we've got to go. 5 more minutes. See there? See how they're coming along? Okay, so take them out in 5 minutes, and if they're not done, stick them back in for another minute or 2. Okay, thanks today. That was a 3-part how to make marble squares. The recipe is 1½ cups of butter, or 3 sticks, a cup of brown sugar. I use white sugar with molasses, a cup of white sugar, 3 eggs, 3 teaspoons of vanilla, 3 teaspoons of baking soda. I didn't add 1½ teaspoons of salt. 3 cups of flour plus 3 tablespoons of flour, and then 3 cups of chocolate chips. The chocolate chips go on at the end on top of the stuff. You put it in the oven for 2 minutes, you take it out, you swirl it like I did, then you put it back in for 10 minutes, I think. Okay, hope it works. Good luck. Let's check the time now and see if you've got... Oh no, it's only 4 minutes, so it's going to be a while. Okay, take care, and good luck on your marble squares. Goodbye. Okay, you want to know about the finished product, the marble squares? Here they are. Finished product. You let them cool for just a few minutes, and then you cut them. The next one is not quite ready yet. I think it's almost ready though. It's jiggling in the middle. Let's do it though. So we'll wait another minute and then we'll take that out. And now you know how to make marble squares. That was part 4. Unless I delete one of those parts, it didn't do much. Maybe part 3 will go. So maybe this will be part 3. Okay, goodbye.